Sometimes the biggest secrets are hiding right under our noses, or in this case, right below the waves. For decades, a mystery was unfolding in the Mediterranean, and today, we're going to uncover a discovery that changes everything for some of the sea's most vulnerable and incredible animals.
Okay, so picture this. For years, you've got divers and fishermen coming back with these wild stories. Rumors of these massive, mysterious groups of stingrays gathering in the shallow waters along the coast. But what were they doing there? Why all meet up in one place? For the longest time, nobody had any real proof. And that's the puzzle we're diving into today.
So to really get what's going on, you have to understand where this is all happening. We're talking about the Levant, in the easternmost corner of the Med. Now, this isn't just any patch of ocean. It's a global hotspot for climate change. It's getting warmer and saltier fast, which makes it a really extreme environment. And that means any discovery here, well, it's a pretty big deal. And who are the stars of our show? These magnificent stingrays and giant guitarfish. I mean, just look at them. They're ancient creatures, but they also live life in the slow lane. That's a nice way of saying they grow slowly, they take a long time to mature, and they don't have a lot of babies. This strategy makes them incredibly vulnerable to things like overfishing, and sadly, a lot of their populations are already in big trouble. So let's just put it all together. You've got these vulnerable animals gathering in huge numbers for some unknown reason in an ocean that's changing faster than almost anywhere on Earth. Scientists knew something was going on, but the sheer scale of it, the timing, and the why behind these secret meetings, that was a complete mystery. So how do you even start to investigate a mystery like this? Something that's been more rumor than fact? Well, as it turns out, the answer wasn't in some high-tech lab. It was right there, in the water. The researchers used a method that is just beautifully simple. It's called an underwater visual census. There are no nets, no tags, no stressing the animals out. It's just scientists in the water observing and recording what they see. It's honestly a great reminder that some of the most important discoveries can still be made with just a pair of fins and a very sharp eye.
And they were serious about it. I mean, for 3 whole years, week in and week out, they swam the exact same routes along the coast. They'd breath-hold dive, documenting every single ray and guitarfish they came across. They took pictures, and they noted down everything. What species was it? Was it male or female? How big was it? What was it doing? This was a massive effort to finally turn all that rumor into cold, hard data.
And wow, did that hard work pay off? What they found wasn't just some local quirk. No, this was a phenomenon that was basically new to science for this entire region. The data they gathered tells an absolutely incredible story. First off, let's just talk about the sheer numbers. Over the 3 years, they made 675 individual observations. This confirmed it right away. This wasn't just a few animals hanging out. This was a massive, consistent gathering on a huge scale. And then there's the diversity. Get this, it wasn't just one type of ray. They found 7 different species, all using the same stretch of coast. We're talking common stingrays, blue stingrays, and even the endangered giant guitarfish. This wasn't just one species' secret spot. It was a multi-species hotspot. And this is the part that just kind of blows my mind, the density. At the peak of the season, the team was recording up to 85 individual rays and guitarfish per kilometer of coastline. Just try to imagine that. You're snorkeling along the shore and you're just seeing ray after ray after ray. These waters were absolutely teeming with life. But here's the biggest clue of all. The timing. This wasn't a party that went on all year. Not at all. In the winter, the waters were nearly empty. But then, bam, an explosion of activity in the spring and early summer. And just as quickly, they were gone by late summer. This very specific seasonal pattern was the key to unlocking the whole mystery. And listen, to put this into perspective, the researchers themselves said it best. They stated that, to their knowledge, nothing on this scale had ever been formally documented in the Mediterranean Sea before. Think about that. They hadn't just confirmed a rumor, they had discovered an entirely new ecological event.
Okay, so we've got the what, the where, and the when. But the biggest question of all was still hanging out there. Why? Why were hundreds of these vulnerable animals crowding into this one specific spot at this one specific time of year? The answer, it turns out, was in the details.
So here's clue number 1, and it's a big one. Early in the season, in March and April,
The place was basically a boys' club, mostly males. But then, as they got into May and June, the script completely flipped. Suddenly, the area was overwhelmingly female-dominated. This kind of crazy demographic shift almost always points to one thing: making babies. And then, they saw it. With their own eyes, for the very first time ever documented in the Mediterranean, scientists actually witnessed and filmed the courtship behavior of common stingrays. They saw the males chasing the females, biting their fins. This is classic mating behavior. This was the smoking gun.
And if you needed any more proof, well, here it is. By the peak of the season in May, more than half of the female common stingrays they saw were visibly pregnant. A third of the blue stingrays were too. They weren't just there to mate, they were carrying the next generation.
So when you lay it all out, the picture becomes crystal clear. The males show up first, in March. Courtship kicks off in April. In May, the population peaks with all those pregnant females. And then, the final, beautiful piece of the puzzle, in June, they started spotting newborn juveniles. The secret meeting wasn't a secret meeting at all. It was a nursery.
Okay, so discovering a secret nursery for threatened species, that's a huge win for science, right? Absolutely. But it also comes with this really heavy, really urgent responsibility. This story doesn't just end with a cool discovery. It's a critical call to action. I mean, let's remember who we're talking about here. The giant guitar fish is officially listed as endangered. The common stingray is vulnerable. The survival of these entire species could literally depend on the safety of critical habitats just like this one. The stakes could not be higher. And here's the kicker. This absolutely essential nursery is located in what is probably the most dangerous place it could be: shallow coastal waters. This is ground zero for human pressure, pollution, coastal development, habitat destruction, and getting accidentally caught by fishing gear. The one place these animals need to be safe is exactly where they are most at risk.
And this discovery brings up a really tricky conversation about ecotourism because it's a total double-edged sword. On the one hand, can you imagine the public support you could build by showing people these incredible gatherings? It could be huge for conservation. But on the other hand, if it's not managed perfectly, unsupervised tourists can stress the animals, disrupt their breeding, and even, tragically, cause pregnant females to abort their young. So, this leaves us with one final, incredibly important question. For all those years, this nursery was protected by one thing: secrecy. But now the secret is out. We know this fragile, vital breeding ground exists, and we know it's in one of the most rapidly changing, high-pressure environments on the planet. The question is no longer what is happening here. The question is, what are we going to do about it?